Planning a wedding can be an exciting experience. In November 2018, I got engaged. I got so excited, I was telling everybody I knew that I was getting married. However, I instantly regretted this. Everyone had their 2 cents as to what I should do for my wedding and what it should look like. This seemed very daunting. I had to sit down, calm down, figure out a budget, a timeline, and make sure that I had everything booked. With this, planning a wedding doesn't need to be difficult. With enough time and support, it can be a pleasant experience. First, we sat down and discussed our budget. We discussed what venues we would have, where our ceremony, luncheon, and reception would be. We discussed what our decor would be, how much table pieces and flowers would be, and then outfits, how much we wanted to spend on wedding parties, the groom's suit, and the bride's wedding dress. First, we discussed venue. When we were considering where to get married, we decided that we did want to be sealed in the temple, so we chose the Salt Lake Temple. This is very important to us. Next, we considered a luncheon. There were many people who could not attend the temple who were very important to us. We wanted them to be a big part of our day. So we invited them to pictures at the temple after the sealing and then to the luncheon. At the luncheon, we also invited some close friends and family, just a little celebration of having just been married. We had it at a church pavilion, so it was also free, and we found a great lasagna place that was not too pricey. Next, we considered the reception. What we wanted to spend on the venue, we didn't want to break our budget. So luckily, my neighbor offered their backyard. It was a very lovely space, and so that was also free. We decided we would have a venue or a wedding line, and our refreshments would be donuts. Next, we had to consider our wedding parties. We have family, friends, and extended family. We wanted our parents to be a part. We also wanted our siblings to be a part. So we discussed what siblings would be bridesmaids and groomsmen. We also have very close friends, so we decided which friends were our closest and who we wanted to be in our wedding party. Lastly, we had extended family if we wanted nieces and nephews to be ring bearers or flower girls. This didn't seem necessary, so we didn't have them participate either. Our wedding party ended up being my bridesmaids were my 3 sisters, my sister-in-law, and my 2 best friends. My husband's groomsmen were my 2 brothers, his 2 brothers, and his best friend. This kept it somewhat small, but still people who were very important to us. Next, we had to consider outfits. For the wedding party, what did we want the groomsmen and bridesmaids to wear? We decided that we didn't want them to break the bank, and we wanted them to wear something that they would want to keep and would be comfortable. So we had them get their own dresses and gave them colors that they could choose for the bridesmaids. For the groomsmen, we simply bought them a simple tie that had sunflowers on it to go with our theme. Next, we had to consider what the groom would wear. We decided on a royal blue suit with a light blue shirt and a sunflower tie. Next, we had to consider what I would wear. Now, we knew that this would be the most expensive part, so I decided to go early on to see how much dresses would cost and how much I would need to get it altered. I ended up finding a dress the first place that I looked. It only needed slight alterations. It really only needed to be hemmed. It did need 5 inches taken off. Luckily, this dress was on bargain. I also wanted a getaway dress that was a little different than my wedding dress. You can see here that this is what my wedding dress looked like. Simple white with mid-length sleeves and a plain skirt. For my getaway dress, I went with what our theme was, sunflowers. This ended up only costing $800 for both dresses, staying within our budget, and we had all alterations done with well time. In conclusions, a wedding doesn't need to be stressful. If you give yourself enough time to plan and a budget that you won't bend, you can get everything you need done and have a wonderful experience. Planning a wedding does not need to be difficult. With enough time and support, it can be a pleasant experience.